Welcome to this educational series on the history of geographical thought. In this video, we will examine the work of Homer, the ancient Greek poet traditionally dated to the 8th century BCE. Although Homer is best known for the Iliad and the Odyssey as literary epics, classical scholars such as Strabo regarded him as one of the earliest pioneers of geographical thinking. We will explore Homer's life, the geographical ideas found in his epics, and his long-term influence on the development of geography as a field of knowledge. Homer, the ancient Greek poet, is widely regarded by classical scholars such as Strabo as one of the earliest pioneers of geographical thought. Although Homer was not a geographer in the modern scientific sense, his epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey, contain the earliest systematic literary descriptions of the physical world, climate, and human settlements. Homer is generally dated to the 8th century BCE, approximately between 800 and 750 BCE. Very little is known with certainty about his personal life. Ancient traditions suggest that he was born in the region of Ionia, in present-day Western Turkey, possibly in the city of Smyrna or on the island of Chios. Classical sources describe Homer as a blind, traveling poet, known as an oidos, who composed and performed long, epic poems orally before they were written down. Modern scholars continue to debate whether Homer was a single historical individual or a symbolic name representing a long tradition of oral poets. This debate is known as the Homeric question. One of Homer's most important geographical contributions is found in the description of the shield of Achilles in the Iliad. This passage provides the earliest known literary model of the structure of the world. Homer imagined the Earth as a flat, circular disk. This disk was surrounded by a vast cosmic body of water called Oceanus, which he described as a great river encircling the world. According to Homeric thought, all rivers, seas, and springs originated from this ocean river. Above the Earth was the solid dome of the sky, which contained the sun, moon, and stars. Below the Earth lay the dark abyss of Tartarus. Although scientifically incorrect, this model represents one of the first structured attempts to conceptualize the Earth as a unified spatial system. Homer also made early contributions to climatology through his descriptions of winds and weather. He identified 4 major directional winds, each associated with distinct environmental conditions. Boreas, the north wind, was described as cold and powerful, bringing clear skies and freezing temperatures. Notus, the south wind, was associated with storms, rain, and fog. Eurus, the east wind, was described as variable and sometimes destructive. Zephyrus, the west wind, was generally portrayed as mild and refreshing. These observations show an early effort to relate climate patterns to direction and regional variation. Homer's poems also function as early works of descriptive geography. In the famous Catalogue of Ships in the Iliad, he provides a detailed listing of Greek regions, cities, and landscapes. He frequently attached physical characteristics to places, such as rocky coasts, fertile plains, and forested or vine-covered areas. Homer accurately identified major rivers, coastal features, and islands of the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean. His geographical descriptions were so precise that 19th century archaeologists used them to help locate the site of ancient Troy in modern-day Turkey. The Odyssey further expands Homer's geographical significance. It can be understood as one of the earliest literary travel narratives. Through the long voyage of Odysseus, Homer describes seas, islands, ports, and distant regions of the Mediterranean world. He referred to the distribution of peoples such as the Egyptians, Phoenicians, and Ethiopians, whom he described as living at the eastern and western edges of the known world. He emphasized the role of celestial bodies, including the Pleiades and the Great Bear constellation, for navigation at sea. By combining real locations with mythical ones, Homer helped define the boundaries of what the ancient Greeks called the oikoumene, meaning the inhabited world. Homer did not establish geography as a scientific discipline, but his influence on later scholars was profound. Geographers such as Eratosthenes and Strabo repeatedly cited and critically engaged with Homer's descriptions. Through his epics, Homer contributed foundational ideas to physical geography, human geography, and early environmental understanding. His work encouraged systematic thinking about the Earth, the distribution of land and sea, climatic forces, and the spatial organization of human societies. In this sense, Homer occupies a unique position in the history of geography. He represents a transitional figure between mythological worldviews and later scientific geographical inquiry. To conclude, Homer's importance lies not in scientific accuracy, but in conceptual influence. His poems offered one of the earliest coherent frameworks for understanding the Earth as an organized and interconnected space. They shaped how later civilizations thought about land, climate, travel, and the distribution of human societies. For students of geography, Homer represents an early stage in the evolution of geographical knowledge, where observation, imagination, and cultural interpretation combined to form the foundations upon which scientific geography later developed. In the next videos of this series, we will move from poetic geography to systematic inquiry by examining thinkers such as Herodotus, Eratosthenes, and Strabo, who transformed geographical description into a scientific discipline. Thank you for watching.